Welcome to Embolden Youth. Today's topic, why attitude matters. Have you ever been around someone who has no energy at all, and not because they are sick, but simply because they have zero drive to do anything? Or what about the person that is always angry? It's like they need to find something to be upset about in order to gossip and slander other people. Then we have the person who thinks the world would fall apart if they weren't around to share in all their awesomeness. Quite honestly, no one wants to be with these types of people, and here's why. They all have attitudes that are undesirable. This is why your attitude matters. You take your attitude with you everywhere you go. Sure, you can hide it for a bit, but eventually it will be on display for everyone to see and hear. The Bible says to renew your attitude in such a way that you become more like Jesus. If we look at Ephesians 4 verses 22 to 24, it says, "You were taught with regard to your former way of life to put off your old self, which is being corrupted by its deceitful desires, to be made new in the attitude of your minds, and to put on the new self created to be like God in true righteousness and holiness." When we get over into God's way of thinking and perceiving things, it will eventually change our entire outlook and attitude. We no longer have a one-dimensional lens to look through. Our hearts begin to understand a multifaceted, multidimensional vantage point. And from this point of view, things are always much greater. Colossians 3 verses 2 says, "Set your mind and keep focused habitually on the things above, the heavenly things, not on things that are on the earth, which have only temporal value." We may not understand something entirely at first glance, but when we take the time to have God show us His viewpoint on something, we see with a clearer lens every time. One of the keys to keeping this heavenly viewpoint before us every day is to become a thankful person. The Bible says we approach God with our thankfulness and draw close to Him with our praise. Psalm 100 verse 4 says, "Enter His gates with a song of thanksgiving and His courts with praise. Be thankful to Him, bless and praise His name." This is a deep place, full of direction and understanding. We go to the depths of our soul when we are in the secret place, and as God opens His love towards us, our old habits begin to perish, and we take on new attitudes that not only bless our life, but they bless those around us. All right, let's go over what we learned today. Number 1, your attitude matters because it affects you and those around you. 2, we can have a God perspective on life that gives us a higher vantage point and changes our outlook and attitude. And 3, by being thankful and drawing close to God, I can learn His perspectives and gain understanding that help me change habits and attitudes. Great learning. We'll see you in the next one.